What is happening, buddy? My name is Cody,
Let's go.
aka DFS Prodigy. I'm here with a UFC fighter named Alvin Hines. So again, man, I'm so happy we finally got to set this up. We've been trying to get this set now for about 2 weeks now, I think, but we finally got it done. So again, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself, man, and let's talk about it.
Bro, it's Allen Hines, Alvin Goozie Hines, either one.
There you go. Yeah, Alvin. Yeah, Hines.
Did you
Yeah.
say Hank?
No, I said Hines. No, I promise you, I said Hines. I think
Oh,
the computer slipped up. Yeah, I think the
fair
computer
enough,
slipped
fair
up.
enough. Alvin Hines,
No,
yeah.
I'm not gonna call you
No,
Hank. Come on, man.
it's a pleasure to be here, man. I always enjoy talking to fans. I always enjoy talking on these, getting the word out, getting the news out. Any questions you guys have, hit them with it. I like more off the cuff answers. They're more natural.
Right? I feel you. So the way I want to start out with this is what made you want to start fighting, basically. I know, did you just wake up one day and be like, I just want to start fighting. I just want to start punching people. What made you want to do this, man?
So actually, I did one right after high school. It's how I actually got started. I found out what MMA was, and I
Mhm.
loved it. But then I took a different turn in life. I went and worked on the road. I made some bad decisions.
Mhm.
A long, vicious cycle of me finding out who I am, learning that I had to take responsibility in my life. When I finally got that under control, I started living my life trying to like catch up to my peers, worried about what other people thought. And when I caught up and did everything that I thought that other people wanted to see me do, I still wasn't happy. I still wasn't fulfilled with life. And then I found jujitsu.
Mhm.
I started doing that, competing all over. I went to like the ADCC trials as a white belt, made it to the second day. And God was just pushing me in the right direction because I had no reason winning a lot of the matches as I did. I knew it like two moves, and it was like a face crank and a wrist lock or something like that. But I was just dusting people with it. And then I had a coach, and he goes, "Hey, you should start punching people." And I'm like, "Okay, let's
Wait a
see,
second. So
baby."
this is I can actually do this, huh? All right.
Yeah, yeah. We did a couple amateur fights, and then I ended up getting out of a bad relationship.
Mhm.
And I was sitting at work with that same, like, man, I caught up. I got everything that I thought that I needed to be happy again in life, and I still wasn't. But what did make me happy is thinking about those amateur fights, thinking about the fight that I just had that prior weekend. And it was a day that I was even all beat up at work, thinking about one of those fights, and a guy comes in telling me how he used to fight and all this stuff and all these excuses on him. He wishes he would have. Could have. Man, if I would have. And that's when I realized, like, hey, I need to go all in on my dreams right now. If that's what makes me happy,
Mhm.
I need to go in all in on it. And that's what I did. I went all on no matter what anybody said. Because, dude, I was already older than most people would start. I wasn't a specialist in anything. I wrestled a little bit in high school,
Mhm.
but I did a lot of praying and a lot of hard work, and I just kept showing up, man.
Right.
But that feeling of fighting that filled that void that I was meant, I'm meant for this.
Uh-huh.
It's what made me happy. That's what got
Right.
me into fight. That's what made me actually start taking it serious.
Mhm. Would you say you have a mentor kind of like getting into fighting? Would you say that or no?
My first one getting into fighting would be Tat Romero, and he's still my coach today.
Gotcha. Cool,
He's
man.
he was the one that was like, hey, and he started setting up fights for me
Uh-huh.
because I had no idea what was going on.
Man, you kind of took the war by storm. I mean, your name Goozie came out there, and now everybody started saying, yeah, saying your name. After that, like I said, your UFC debut, yeah, you took the war by storm, man. So how did you feel after that UFC debut? Like, what was going through your mind of like, oh man, people are starting to call my name and starting to know me, like saying Goozie on the internet everywhere. So yeah, like I said, what kind of went through your brain after that UFC debut, man?
That I belong there.
Uh-huh.
That like I deserve to fight in the UFC, and I'm going to make that a statement come July 18th.
Uh-huh.
And not only that, that from all the hard work that I did,
Mhm.
it paid off. Like
Right.
it wasn't just in vain. Even though there was some days where I really thought, man, is this worth it? Is this going to work out? Is that? And on those days, I would just sit down and count my blessings,
Mhm.
say my prayers, And dude, it pulled through every time and it just kept working out. And then it was a roller coaster of just boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. And when I made it,
Uh-huh.
that's when I knew like, hey, I belong here. And this gives me a platform to help give other people hope, not just young athletes, but other people in life in general. Like, hey, if I can make it here, if I can follow my dreams after everything I've been through,
Uh-huh.
what's holding you guys
What's
back?
holding us back, right? Right. So kind of circling back, what's a typical like training day for you? Like, so like you wake up and what's the first, like I said, what's the typical day for you
I
training for
like
the
to get
UFC fight?
I like to get my lifting training wise. I like to get my lifting done in the morning. If I have conditioning, I like to get that done hours before practice because
Gotcha. That
I
sucks.
yeah, I am a heavyweight and it just but it'd be conditioning or weightlifting in the morning
Mhm.
and then my regular practice at night.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's weightlifting in the morning, conditioning, then practice.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So does that change from fight to fight, or is it the same routine that you do every single fight that you have? Like the same thing?
The when it changes is when I'm training in Vegas.
Gotcha.
Extreme does a practice at 10 in the morning.
Gotcha.
So it just pretty much flips. I'll train in the morning, then I'll
Yeah.
do weight training in the afternoon.
Gotcha. 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 So going to the UFC, did that change your mindset at all? Like going to the, so I know you were in different promotions. Did the UFC kind of change your mindset of, oh man, this is like the big stage? Did that change your mentality, or did you just take it kind of just the same? This is where I need to be. This is still a fight. Does that kind of make sense what I'm asking you?
Yeah, yeah. It was like the walkout.
Yeah. Like, was it all different to you, like mindset wise?
The walkout was the only different part. I got a little bit of a stomach ache, but I told myself, like, hey, it was that protein bar that they gave me in the locker room.
Uh-huh.
Once they closed the doors, strictly business, baby.
I
Another day in the office.
I got you. So how long do you think that you can see yourself fighting? Like, could you see yourself fighting the rest of your life? Do you think how long do you see yourself fighting for, man?
How long do you guys like to see exciting fights?
I mean, I like to see exciting fights every single weekend. So
Let's go,
I
baby.
like to see it every single weekend, man. Yeah. I like to see it every single weekend. So yeah,
You can,
man.
you
So
can
my
expect to see me around for a while then.
I sure hope so, man. So my last question for you is how do you feel about this upcoming fight? What's if you could tell anybody about this upcoming fight, what would you tell them to expect? I know excitement, I know fireworks. What would you say to them seeing you for this fight coming up on July 18th, man?
Like I said, there will be a statement made. I will show that I belong here once again without all the drama that went on last time, which was due from my own mistakes. Ain't denying nothing, but I will show that I'm meant to be here and that I throw banger fights no matter what. And you might as well just sign the fight of the night bonus over now. If I
Heck
got to
yeah,
stand
man.
back up to keep fighting me, that's what we will do.
Heck yeah, man. Well, again, man, thank you so much for hopping on. I'm glad we got the chat. Again, do you have any last parting words, man, before we get out of here?
Yeah, actually, I have a class for fighters. I know I want to every one of these channels that I get to.
Uh-huh.
It is such an issue with fighters at our level, fighters in general, going broke
Right.
after their career's over.
Right.
So I came up with a class beyond the cage for fighters not only to plan their financial future, but to create a life and identity outside of the sport
Mhm.
because that is huge to get to this level, to do all this hard work that we do
Mhm.
and to wind up with nothing and nobody clapping for you and nobody cheering for you and not even knowing what you're going to do is a harsh reality.
Mhm.
But I will put the link, I'll give it to you to tag
Sweet.
on the
Yeah,
video
I definitely will,
and
man.
all my sponsors. And I appreciate you having me on here, my man.
Thank you so much, man.
July 18th, baby. Let's go.
July 18th, man. Thank you so much, man, for hopping on.
Absolutely.